the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you gotta be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? And he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger.
End of discussion. You are a dumb animal that does not belong in society. You have forfeited that right because you have proven yourself as an unevolved human. Go sit in a cage for 30 to 40 years where you f***ing belong, you dumb animal. End of discussion.
It's not going to go the way you want it to go, and he should have handled it a different way. I hope that him and his family are able to cope and be able to find a solution for everything. And obviously Syko Stu is a little bit better because everybody's kind of worried, but it's unfortunate that it happened, and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, no, those are full on, like, I'm beating those were brutal. Yeah. Oh, I did see the guy hit him over the head with the can, but if the guy thought that was part of I don't know, you can't hurt people like that.
Syko Stu has finally spoken out from the hospital following Rampage Jackson's brutal assault. A family member posted an update on his behalf, thanking fans for the overwhelming support. They confirmed Stewart is conscious, remembers parts of the incident, and is now resting while recovering. They also mentioned plans to set up a donation link soon. Meanwhile, Mark Henry surprised fans by partly defending Rampage Jackson and shifting some blame toward Syko Stu. Henry admitted he never liked aggressive ribbing or constant joking, saying if someone pushed those boundaries with him, they'd always get that work. While stressing he doesn't know the full story, Henry felt Stu handled things poorly, suggesting he may have provoked the wrong person. He questioned what kind of example a veteran sets by targeting someone younger and warned people to be mindful of who they push.
I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that talked to me that I didn't think was worthy of having that kind of aggressive conversation, they got that work. And, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you got to be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? And he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you want to make sure that everybody...
Ferguson reacted to the Rampage Jackson incident, saying he was shocked by the attack and felt it could have been prevented. He criticized influencers and media for hyping things that mislead young people, urging kids to find proper outlets or seek help instead of turning to violence. Ferguson expressed relief that Syko Stu is recovering and hoped Raja and his family can cope, stressing that incidents like this should never happen again.
My reaction was just like everybody else's, is kind of shocked at that, but I think that it could have been prevented. I think assholes like people, influencers, YouTubers, or everything else that put too much hype and they try to build some shit up and they put these ideas in kids' heads and they're not fucking saying, hey, reach out and and be like, it's okay. They're making it worse by trying to do the same shit by sticking mics in their face and doing this kind of stuff, where as some people know how to handle situations and some people don't. And unfortunately it went a different way. And all you youngsters out there, that's not the right way to do it. That's just not how you do it. If you do have an issue with something like that, go talk to somebody. I know it's kind of seems like the pussy thing to do, but damn, go find a way to vent, because that stuff is just like a boiling pot. It's not gonna go the way you want it to go. And he should have handled it a different way. I hope that him and his family are able to cope and be able to find a solution for everything. And obviously Syko Stu is a little bit better because everybody's kind of worried, but it's unfortunate that it happened.
Josh Thompson also weighed in on the incident, saying the real sympathy should go to Quentin Rampage Jackson, not Raja. He explained that Quentin is just an innocent father caught in the middle, loving his son, but being forced to watch him make terrible choices. Thompson called it heartbreaking to see a parent deal with something so serious, especially since it's the last thing Rampage would have ever wanted for his child.
The problem is this. You're looking at it and people are, they're trying to give some type of, forgiveness because it's Quentin. Not because it's Raja, because it's Quentin. It's Quentin Jackson that is the person that you've got to feel sorry for, okay? In the fact that, he's hooked up in this when he's not the one that took part in this. And that's a sad thing because he's a father and he loves his son. And it's sad to see someone go through something of this magnitude when it's the last thing in the world you would have told your son to go.
Big John McCarthy said people are showing sympathy only because it's Quentin Jackson, not Raja, since Quentin is an innocent father caught up in something he never wanted for his son. He added that before the attack, wrestler AJ Mana was in the background hyping Raja up for revenge, which fueled the incident. McCarthy explained that in pro wrestling a receipt usually means just returning one cheap shot, but AJ's encouragement pushed things too far.
There's the other wrestler. What's the other wrestler? AJ Mana. This guy is basically in the back telling him, hey, he smashed the can over your head. Go out there and get your receipts. Go out there and, get him back. And then, so he's kind of getting Raja hyped up, kind of getting him to realize, yeah, you know what that means, right? Go out there and get it. You get yours. Now, I know that when we talk about, get your receipts, go out there and get yours, like isn't get it back. Get the shot back that he laid down.
One shot. That's what a receipt is. You got it cheap.
Doug Malawa blamed AJ Mana for fueling Raja Jackson's attack, saying it stemmed from both Raja's personal issues with his father and AJ's influence. While he condemned Raja's actions, he argued AJ deserved more blame for hyping him up and pushing him into it. Malawa claimed AJ used Raja to settle his own issues, knowing Raja already had problems with the victim. He added that AJ, who often lost small backyard fights himself, pressured Raja, trained by one of the greatest fighters, to do his dirty work.
So between his dad picking on him and all his daddy issues came out and all the shit that AJ gassed up into his head, because let me put it this way, I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a person for what he did, but I think AJ's a bigger person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a fucking problem with. You can't fucking tell me that's not, I don't believe in coincidence.
He was basically trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly, because he's not going to do it himself. The few little backyard fights he fucking got in where he got beat the fuck up, and then you got somebody that's a real fighter, trained by somebody that's one of the greatest of all time, and then you had him do your dirty work. He ruined.
AJ Mana defended himself against the backlash over the Raja Jackson incident, saying his words were being misinterpreted. He explained that he only told Raja to give a simple receipt and never encouraged him to escalate the situation. Mana stressed that false claims are ruining his life and insisted he cannot be held accountable for the actions of another grown man.
Before y'all judge me any further, just please let me explain. Ready? That's a receipt. That's all the I told Raja to do. Now my life is ruined over your lie. I am not responsible for what another grown man decides to do.
Rampage Jackson, in his first live stream since the incident, called out MMA Guru for racism. He said Guru, who was supposed to act like a journalist, instead revealed his true colors. Rampage stressed that in 2025, nobody wants to hear racist remarks about someone's child. While admitting mistakes can happen, he insisted they should never be turned into a race issue.
Like ignorant people on the internet, I understand that. It is what it is. The shit don't affect me, don't bother me, but people like MMA Guru, that guy is supposed to be some kind of journalist, and his racism came out. His racism showing. That's like, it's 2025. People do this where some people do. They shouldn't get turned into a race. Nobody wants to hear a bunch of racist shit about their son, no matter what race they are. He must don't have kids himself.
Rampage Jackson believes MMA Guru crossed the line by letting racism slip into his commentary. Having grown up around that kind of talk, he said he recognized it right away. While Rampage usually ignores racist comments online, he argued it's different when someone with a platform uses that language. He added that anyone with an audience must remain professional, and now fans may question whether Guru's views on black fighters are shaped by bias.
He said, but he said a whole bunch of. He said he showed his racism, basically what he did. Like, I'm from the South. The stuff he said, only racist people say. A lot of racist people came forward and said stuff and DM me racist. It don't bother me because I don't care about racist people. But MMA Guru, he has a platform.
Yeah.
And he should say neutral because he's giving his opinions on fights and stuff like that. So now people gonna be watching him when black fighters fight and he say.
Yikes.
MMA Guru fired back at Rampage Jackson's criticism, questioning why Rampage went live just days after Raja's incident. He argued that while Raja could be facing serious legal consequences, Rampage was online reading comments, giving opinions, and calling people out, showing a sharp disconnect between the seriousness of the situation and his father's public reaction.
Few days after Raja Jackson had this situation, that's probably the most stressful time in his life, deserved, by the way, the deserved most stressful time of his life, where he's probably sitting at home right now, scared to death that he's going to get decades in prison. During that moment, right now, his father, Rampage Jackson, is dating on stream and bowling with them while reading dono messages about the entire situation and giving his thoughts on it and calling people.
MMA Guru explained that the clip was already viral when he saw it, and after he shared it, it blew up with millions of views. He said his reaction was to call Raja a dumb animal with no self-control for hitting an unconscious man, stressing that the behavior was inhuman and that Raja deserves serious consequences.
I got sent a video of Raja Jackson attempting to murder someone, telling me, what do I think about this? Okay? So I go on Twitter, I'm like, what? It's viral everywhere. Raja Jackson did this. It's not yet. I think it had like 700,000 views when I first retweeted this. This now has 75,000 likes, 11 million views on my quote tweet of it alone. Okay? So it then took off to crazy lengths. I saw that video and people said, what's your thoughts on it? I don't then think, oh, I gotta watch and think about what Rampage would think about me saying this. Not for 1 second does that ever cross my mind. Guru, check out this video. What do you think? That's an attempted murderer. I post it, yeah. I say, that's a dumb animal with no impulse control, bro. He has no impulse control. He's a dumb animal. He saw an unconscious man on the ground and he went to follow up 20 odd shots to try and kill him. He's not like the rest of us. I would never do that. 99% of humans would never do that. Raja Jackson would. Put him in a jail, put him in a cage.
Tim Welsh also weighed in, saying that despite Rampage Jackson's son likely having strong legal backing, the attack could still qualify as attempted murder. He stressed that striking someone already unconscious can be fatal and lead to prison, calling the situation alarming. Welsh added he'd be outraged if it were his own father, noting that even though Syko Stu has regained consciousness, the overall outlook is still serious.
Money. I mean, they're going to have some good lawyers. But it might be attempted murder. I mean, God, that's the thing. You got to be careful getting in street fights. If you can avoid street fights, avoid them. Especially if you got a temper tantrum. Maybe if you know a little jiu-jitsu and you get in a street fight here and there, it's okay. You can take care of yourself, get in a good position. But once you crack somebody and then you start seeing red and you're not thinking about what you're doing and you're punching them and they're already knocked out, good chance you're going to kill them. And now you might be in the pen. So, I mean, that was if that guy was my dad or something, I would be furious. So, hopefully this guy comes out of it all right. They said he came to.
Syko Stu's friend Doug Malawa blasted Raja Jackson, calling his mindset stupid. He said he tried breaking up the fight when Raja went for a sloppy double leg and even punched him in the eye despite no aggression from him. Malawa labeled Raja a young loser and low-life clown for attacking a half-conscious man and hitting someone only trying to stop the fight, adding Raja was lucky he was already exhausted from an earlier match.